Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is THC here, bringing you guys an epic fight versus the Jad, 2015, all the updates and all whatnot. And having no prayer, no defense, this is definitely going to be a big challenge. So let's go. For my gear, I used overloads, I used water spells, purple sweets, Cerdon brew flasks, and rocktail soup. And if you're going for the Jad, you might as well have on some troll gear. So I used the unicorn mask. I use the pink skirt, ethereal body and feet, which really don't do anything for you, but definitely use the Blood Fury, the Death Touch bracelet, and the Vampirism aura. They are very, very crucial. And that gear I just showed is the gear that I used when I actually finally killed the Jad and got the Firecape. I'm about to show a couple clips of me attempting to get the Firecape and failing. So this is the first time I tried to get the Firecape. I definitely didn't have any confidence starting out going against the Jad, but I quickly built up kind of like an understanding of when I can attack and the speeds. I mean, I haven't gone for a Firecape in so long, so I figured I would just test the waters and figure out what I was dealing with. I didn't even really know how hard the Jad could hit. I looked on the RS Wiki and I saw that his max hit was 8,000 or 800 on Legacy. But as you see right here, he clearly hits harder than that. That was his max hit with Mage, and it was definitely quite a powerful hit, so I got a taste of what I was going against. So when you're going for the Firecape, you don't want to kill the healers. I kind of had to right here. I guess I panicked a bit and didn't know what to do. I mean, I was still kind of trying to take my time and mastermind the situation I was in, trying to figure out what's good. By the way, big tip with fight caves, most of the monsters that you have to fight leading up to the Jad are weak to water spells, so I definitely recommend if you're going to do mage to use water spells on pretty much everything. I do know that the level 360 monsters, the mage ones, they are weak to arrows, so I guess that's not water, but still, if you want to save space for your inventory, do just water. At this point, I realized that this run is a little bit hopeless, so I'm just trying to figure out if I can run under the Jad to see if he'll move or anything like that. I also tried to run away from him to see if he would run towards me, see if I could run back around him, but that didn't work either. I was kind of bloop. I was curious to see what Legacy would be like, so I decided to give that a whirl. It's definitely a lot harder than EOC is, and I mean, there are definitely more difficulties because you can't heal yourself, and the abilities aren't as fast, so if you hit a lower hit, you have to wait the whole weapon speed. So I definitely think that this is probably the best spawn that you can get for the Jad, or at least if you don't have any prayer. You have a lot of room behind you to manipulate the healers when you attack them. You can trap them on certain little walls back there, so it's definitely ideal if you have no prayer. And if you do try to do Legacy with the Jad, I definitely do recommend something with a really good spec. I think that the Armored Battle Staff has a pretty good spec, and it's a pretty high level staff, so it's definitely a good choice for Mage. If you're going to use EOC, definitely just use the highest possible weapon that you can, just to do more damage per second. For those who don't really know the fight caves that well, when you get to the healers, you kind of just need to hit them each once to get them off of the Jad to stop them from healing him. And don't kill them because they respawn and they will keep healing the Jad. Now, if you do want to kill the healers, it is possible. You just have to kill them before they heal the Jad fully, or you have to kill them when the Jad is under half HP. So I didn't really realize this at first, but if you get too close to the Jad, the healers can actually heal him from a little distance. So I guess you have to attack him from really far away. And I didn't really want to risk attacking him from far away because I wanted him to stay trapped in that little safe spot right there. Earlier I mentioned that the Death Touch bracelet and the Blood Fury were really good to have. If you have prayer, then you don't need these items really at all. On the other hand, though, if you're insane like me and you want to go for the Firecape with no prayer, then I definitely recommend that you have the Blood Fury and the Death Touch bracelet. The Blood Fury will heal you 400 to 600 life points every 15 seconds in combat, and the Death Touch can recoil 25 to 50% damage back to the attacker. Also, it's really good to have a Sign of Life because if you do happen to die, you'll come back with 25% life. So I decided to go back to EOC. I figured that it would probably be a little bit easier to do the Jad in EOC, just more damage per second. And I also decided to kick it up a notch. I bought a Nox staff, just, have a little bit more fun with them. So the reason I say that EOC is easier is because you can heal yourself quite a bit with the adrenaline that you get from the attacks. And you can farm adrenaline to heal yourself by farcasting most of the monsters too, which is nice. So right here, I thought I was safe, and obviously I was not, and I got hit pretty hard, and I thought I was going to be able to make it around. I was just trying to move him out of that spawn because I really didn't like that spawn. And of course I get the same spawn. At least this time I have most of my supplies. If you're going for the Firecape without prayer, I think the best spawn for the Jad is the southwest corner. You can just run around the safe spot, and he kind of gets trapped behind there. And then you can just tank the hits one by one. If the Jad doesn't spawn in the southwest corner, then he's going to end up in this spot, as long as you're in the little safe spot where I am right now. I actually never ended up getting the Firecape when he didn't spawn in the southwest corner. Pretty much every single time I've gotten a Firecape here, at least with one prayer, it has been when he spawned in the southwest corner. Like that. That right there. I thought I was safe, but I was not. That is exactly why I hate that spawn. However, I finally got a good spawn. I was feeling super confident with this run. I started out on the Jad with full supplies. Literally everything that I brought in I still had, except for I had eaten some purple sweets, and obviously some runes were used. And then I got the good spawn, so I was super stoked. I was like, alright, this might be it. This might be it. So if you want to go for the Firecape, and you either have prayer or you don't have prayer, there's some fun facts for the fight caves. Here they are. Firstly, there are 271 monsters before the Jad. This quote-unquote from the wiki page, resulting in high usage of food, potions, ammunition, and prayer, etc. Without magic and range protection prayer, it is possible for the Jad to kill you in one hit. Thus 40 prayer is a must. If you die at the same time that the Jad does, you do get the Firecape. Jad summons healers at 50% life points. And when the healers come out, use chain or ricochet depending upon if you're using mage or range. If they don't heal him all of the way, then you can kill them and they won't respawn, which is really convenient. You can also kill the healers if you have the Jad less than half HP. Another really useful tip is that you can poison the Jad. I didn't even realize that going into the fight caves, but found out quickly after. So it's definitely a good thing to bring some poison with you. There's also an invisible update which makes the Jad able to heal himself 20% of his life points at some time. I don't know if that means at some point in the whole fight cave, or if that means that he can just randomly do it, or I don't know, it just says at some time. Another useful tip is that range is the Jad's common first hit when he first spawns, so if you do have prayers, use protection from missiles. And speak of the devil, look at that hit. So when you have all the healers on you, distracted, and no longer healing the Jad, you want to either tank them, or you want to get them trapped on a wall, or anything that you can. If you do plan on doing the fight caves with one prayer, I definitely recommend that you have extraordinarily high HP. I mean, he obviously hits at least 9,300. That's the max he hit on me, so, I mean, you obviously have to have some high HP. I also recommend overloads. They definitely help with brewing, and you can have a bunch of brews, which means you can have a bunch of food. Also bring a bunch of purple sweets. I recommend either 1k to 2k. The Death Touch is really good to have too. It can reflect really high hits onto the Jad. Recoils if you want to. Poison, definitely a must. So I didn't know this at first, but the healers can heal the Jad from a little bit of a distance. So if you have a healer on you and you're taking them, you definitely want to hit the Jad from as far away as possible so that the healers don't end up healing him as well. I also recommend that you have your auto off. The RS Wiki says that you should have your auto on. In my opinion, it makes more sense to have it off so that you don't run back to him. I guess if you're praying, it's a little different, but if you have no prayer, then definitely have your auto off. So I keep on getting the Jad really low health, and this little shit on me keeps on healing the Jad. And at this point, to be honest, I really didn't know if this run was going to be possible. Luckily, I had a really good spawn of one of the healers, and I was able to trap two of the healers on that healer. So I really only had to deal with one of the healers, but that one little healer kept on getting the Jad, and that kept on pissing me off. So much so that I actually decided that it would probably be best to kill it instead of just wasting time going back and forth and back and forth. However, when I went to go kill it, the chain ability went off and actually hit the one healer that was actually still on the Jad, trapping the other two, so it was just like the worst possible thing that could have happened right there. I really didn't plan on that happening, so I kind of go in panic mode here and just run around for a bit trying to figure out what I should do. After much debate and getting nowhere, I asked my friend chat what I should do, and my friend was like, yo, just kill them, just reset the spawn when they come. Little did I know they wouldn't even respawn. By the way, shout out to Burrick PK for hosting the Legacy PKing tournament earlier. That was cool. Check his stuff out. He's got some cool vids. So, a lot of people have been asking me what I'll do if I get a fire cape, and I guess the best response that I have for that is that I'm just going to try for a kiln cape, because why not? So, like I said, my next challenge is going to be the kiln cape, I guess, seeing how it kind of precedes this, I feel. And I've never done kiln cape before, so if any of you guys have any suggestions or tips, or you know of a really good guide, send that my way. That would help me out a bit. So this is by far the hardest boss that I've done with no prayer, but it is definitely possible to do. And if you guys have any suggestions of any bosses or anything like that that you'd like to see me do with no prayer, then let me know. So I definitely should have done a bit more research before I came into the Jad. I didn't realize I could poison them initially, and I also didn't realize that you could kill the healers with specifications. However, I proved myself alright, and I now am going to try to kill the Jad again a lot more efficiently. Hopefully I'll have a new video up in a couple of days for that. I'd like to thank all the people that told me that it was impossible to do because you fueled my fire to prove you wrong. Anyways, it was a fun challenge, and thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.